What's happening? What it do? It's Monday. You know it's Mad Monday with the OG, or as I'm calling it, Overreaction Monday with the OG. I'm your host, Mr. Wide. Yeah, aka the AAU slapper. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. And over here next to me is the sixth man coming in here on this lovely Monday to do work with me.
What's happening?
We're
What's happening?
gonna get into a few things. We're gonna talk a little Bulldog. We're gonna talk some Falcon defense, and we gonna talk AAU and his cramping, tapping out in crunch time. Yeah. I
So
mean,
so 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 if you the AAU slapper, so that's AAUS Ayas. So
yeah,
he was Ayas.
yes, yes, yeah, man. Um, Atlanta Falcons defense on yesterday. They had some spots where they were very good and they made some plays, and they had some spots where they wasn't very good. Um, there's been a lot of bitching and complaining today, from the usuals and the casuals, the know nothings, the empty wagons. You know what I'm saying? Um, I like, for the most part, what I saw from my D. It's just we got to get better. You know what I'm saying? In pursuing yourself out of the play. Hey, Sonya, you know what I mean? We gotta,
There she goes. She talking about Lamar Loser Jackson.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I told you.
You
I
know,
told you she acting like us.
you know, um, we got pressure. We did get pressure on Baker. We didn't touch him as much as I would like for them to have. Didn't close the deal on the sacks. um, but that was some good physical play on the back end. Um, but we also got to do better on the back end and keep and keep keeping leverage inside or out. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I like what I saw from my defense. I like the, what's the word? The probabilities, the possibilities
The,
of
the
what
the
the defense
potential.
could do.
The
Yeah,
potential.
that's the word I'm looking for. The potential. It was a lot of
Okay.
it. Again, we got to be able to close the deal. When we get there, get there on the sacks. I mean, we got pressure. We got a few QB pressures. QB hits, but no sacks. I mean, but that's not necessarily something to cry about. I mean, it's a work in progress. This is a young defense, a work in progress. Um, X on the back end and Bowman on the back end, they had pretty good showing. Um, it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together. No, the season ain't over. No, I don't nobody need to be fired. Okay, and then I'm speaking about the defense. Now I'm gonna be hollering at y'all on Wednesday about the offense. That's gonna be something real different. Uh,
Mm.
that just that, no, it's gonna be real different. Um, but the defensively, I like what I saw from Ulbrich in what he was calling and what he was trying to do. You know, um, but overall, it definitely could have been better. But they showed up in some times in that fourth quarter. They got the job done a little bit in that fourth quarter. Um, I I I I I feel like if I see Koo in public, I might shoot him. Um, but
No, we not gonna shoot cool now. Come on now.
listen,
Cool.
listen,
We not shooting the nematode. We not doing that. Not the
look,
nematode.
coming off of last year, and the bullshit that he pulled last year. Okay, he could have told somebody, man, my hip out of joint. I need some surgery. I need something, and they could have handled that accordingly. The man missed 9 kicks last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and you start the season, missing a game tying field goal that could have took us to overtime. Who knows what might have would have happened in overtime? But I'd rather us go to overtime than lose like that. Wide right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is your thoughts on what we got from the defense on yesterday, Kev?
Defense to me was what essentially what we saw was the experience of the Tampa Bay team overshadowed the potential of the Falcons defense. And we saw that evident in the fourth quarter. Now, like I
Right.
said, you have to remember, outside of AJ Terrell, outside of Mike Hughes, Jesse Bates, like you said, like you pointed out, you have a lot of pieces that's been in this league 3 years or less.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, and like I said, and Lord have mercy, and I'm saying this name. Um, you like you say, I'm talking about Otto Ebiketie with his I will miss a sack ass again. But yeah. It was ugly. But it's some potential. The potential is there. I like what they did with Zach Harrison, and kind of mixing him and Brandon Douglas up, switching
Mm-hmm.
them from three tech to 4 tech, stuff like that. Divine Diablo to me is
Mm-hmm.
a playmaker on this a linebacker that he's a linebacker that can actually cover.
Right. And he did. And he did.
Hello, you got
Yeah.
there you go. Okay. Like you said, Divine Diablo, he's kind of shown that, like you said, having a linebacker or slash safety guy who can cover in the middle of the field is a very key component for this defense.
Mm.
Um, you saw, like you said, you saw X, kind of being a little aggressive as well. Like you say, kind of being the understudy of a Jesse Bates. Billy Bowman as well. We got we got some limited snaps from Jalen Walker and James Pierce as well. But essentially, what ended up happening was the defense gave up a total of 268 total yards against Tampa. So if you look at the numbers, it looks good. But like you said, Sam, the problem was when it came down to the final moments, the inexperience of the defense is what cost them.
Yeah. I mean, when you look inside the numbers, I mean, Baker had a subpar game. He threw the ball 37 times and completed 16 of those 37.
Yeah, I think
So
Baker
100,
had like 168.
he had 168. He had 168 yards. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I, what I'm saying? I mean, that's a silver lining to look at, so to speak. I mean, I called it while we was, because I was over my family house. And I'm like, this is a typical NFC South game. It was yuck.
Mm-hmm.
It was muck and yuck. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like I said, there were spots where the defense showed up, got off the field on some key possessions, and then there was some where okay, uh, you know, you know what I'm saying, and some of the officiating did not help. Some just I'm not gonna say all of it, just some of it, some of
I
it.
think you. I think you're talking. I think one of the main ones you talk about is that Rook Phantom ass roughing the passer call.
Yes, yes, that was just awful. That was a awful call at the time of that call. That was just awful. I mean, you're gonna throw the flag on that.
Mm,
You're gonna throw the flag on that. The man hands hit him on the shoulder pads in his chest. There was nothing across the helmet, nothing across the face, none of that. And he slid right off him. Y'all gonna throw the flag on that?
mm, yeah,
That was a momentum killer. The boy that the drive was stopped.
yeah. That was a third down. That was a third down stop at that moment.
Yes, and that could take the wind out of anybody's sails. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Toxic, what's up, Jay? Fresh, what's happening? Steelmatic Network with G Honda, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah, y'all pulled it out. You pulled it out and butt naked late. You pulled it out though. You know what I'm saying? Pulled it out.
Got Jalen Ramsey busting motherfucking head at the damn first down line and shit. Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I know. We can see who we got next week.
We got Minnesota next week.
Minnesota. Okay, all
Sunday,
right.
I think it's Sunday night football.
Oh, that's gonna be. Yeah. We still at home or we in Minnesota?
I'm not sure, but I think we might be in Minnesota.
Okay. Well, another good defensive test. You know what I'm saying? Coming up for the youngin. Like I said, there was a lot that I saw that I liked. You know what I'm saying, and then there was just sometimes I'm like, in playing against Baker. Baker, he will get out the back door on you. We got to get better at containing. You know what I'm saying. Quarterbacks like Baker that can scat and will scat. You know what I'm saying. We got to do a better spy job or contain. You know, keep him in front of you. You know what I'm saying, type of deal. But and like I said, when you in there, when you get hands on the quarterback, you got the clothes on them sacks. Got the clothes on them. We
I
should have
think
left
Fred.
that.
I think Fred said we're gonna be in Minnesota on Sunday. So
Okay, okay. And we got the clothes. We should that was 4 sacks. We should have had 4 sacks. We should have had four legitimate sacks. But hey,
but
it's a process.
yeah, I think like I said, and the big issue that we're having with the pass rush on that aspect, like you said, with the Amber Kennys and the Jalen Walkers and the like I said, James Pierce, Jalen Walker wasn't really expecting them to be like, okay, we gonna take this game over type of thing. But like you said, one of the biggest issues that I think we've seen defensively is Arnold Ebiketie, and the biggest problem that I have with him, and I think me and Mike kind of had this discussion earlier about it, is he rushes as if he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like he's pretty much kind of like rushing on a whim.
Right.
And, and that's where a lot of those over pursue angles and him flipping and falling on the turf and stuff come from, because
Mm-hmm.
like you said, quite a bit of those a couple of those Baker scrambles came off of him kind of crashing inside
Mm-hmm.
trying to make something happen and losing the containment. And
Yeah.
that's been Ebiketti's biggest issue since he's been here is he doesn't really rush with a plan like that. It's like he's trying to rush on instinct, and his instincts is getting him. It's costing him sacks and it's costing him money right now.
Right. 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 Sasha says they beat us with the time of possession when Baker started running. It took wind out of the sails of the defense.
Hmm.
That's true. That's true.
Hmm. They go.
That's true.
That's go what it just that what we're talking about right now is
Mhm.
it's the discipline. Like you said, you got a lot of young guys on this defense that you're especially this front seven who you're expecting to lead the charge. Now, like you said, he said Jay said I need Kate to wrap up on sacks. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of missed opportunities. It was a lot of missed opportunities on this defense. And like I said, this is where the experience hasn't
But,
caught up with the talent yet.
yeah. I
Like I
mean,
said, the talent had that. Like I said, the talent hasn't taken it to the next level. Like I said, Zach Harrison as a 3 tech for this defense, he did a damn thing yesterday. If
now,
you know it, if you notice, David Onyemata wasn't on the field like that because they were comfortable with Harrison and Norlis running that defensive tackle tandem right there.
you know, what I'm saying, take myself to school on some of this terminology because, I know them as nose tackles, defensive tackles. 3 tech meaning
3 tech is usually the guy that's lined up on the right shoulder of the left tackle.
okay,
That's usually your D tackle who's your best speed rusher. That's
right.
basically what Grady Jarrett was.
Mm,
Um, like I said, they interchange both of them. They switch the sides up where you will have a Doyless or you'll have a Zach Harrison. They kind of switch them up and stuff like that. And it was working, but like I said, the experience of Tampa Bay kind of started creeping up on the Falcons, and then it just started dwindling.
right. Yeah. 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 So I mean, like I said, that was some goods. There was a lot of it was a lot of goods. But I we got a lot of babies on this D. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of babies. And the growing pains are going to be at a premium. They're going to be at a premium. I mean, and this being the type of game it was, you know, the 3 point loss where the game was relatively close for the most part. It was a dog fight. It was a muck and chuck type of game. Um, both defenses were really up and down throughout this game. But for us, uh, seeing what we got and seeing them, get some real live game action and 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 watching what Brick was, what I'm saying, trying to do, you know, I'm more on the positive side, what I'm saying, of okay, all right, we got a few things here, we got some things here. They just gotta grow, you know. That's my mindset of it. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking of from on the defense. Yeah, 'cause I know I know. Okay, we know, but that'll be a discussion. The offense is gonna be a discussion on Wednesday. Trust me, you won't be disappointed because A few asses gonna get told on that one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is true. That's,
yeah, yeah. And we gonna we
hold on.
gonna what's up? We gonna
Horrible
turn.
holding calls. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. They had some horrible holding calls that were now flagged. JPJ had a sack and Baker before he made that run before the touchdown to Bucky. Yeah, yeah, it was a lot. Like you say, it was a lot. It was a lot of missed opportunities on the field from the refs. But like you said, I can't put it all on them because, like you said, we also had 4 interception opportunities that weren't taken advantage of neither.
Yeah. There were two of them that definitely should have been caught. You know, Bowman, you got to catch them, man. You got to catch them. When they hit you in the
Bobo.
mid like that, you got to catch them, Bowman. You got to catch them, you know. But you get an A for effort. You get I give you the A for effort, but you got to catch them. You know,
Yeah,
them are game changing plays right there. You
yeah,
know.
those are momentum swinging plays. Like I said, I think AJ had 2 of them that he dropped. I know
Uh-huh.
Mike Hughes had another one he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Kane dropped one, Bowman dropped one, and X dropped one too. So you
Yeah.
had about 5 opportunities right there.
Yeah, that would have turned the ties of battle, you know what I'm saying, especially, converting them turnovers. But hey, again, you're getting a good grasp of what is potentially there. And I'm kind of excited, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it is what it is. 0-1. Should be 1-0, but and on the next week. You know, and we gonna switch the conversation to Saturday. Um,
I heard OG. I heard everybody. Everybody was kind of disappointed in that performance against
Austin.
who's Austin P. Yeah,
Okay. Um, Kirby, your homeboy got to go. Okay, he's the reason why Carson Beck is in Miami right now. Okay, this is just Austin P. You can't run the ball against Austin P. We got to be the only university in the NCAA that could win by goddamn two, 3, 4 touchdowns and still look awful. I mean, this is bad, man. This is bad. This is bad. And you take this same regular play calling into Knoxville next week. You know what's gonna happen? We gonna get our ass tore out the fucking frame. You had a Heisman Trophy hopeful to transfer because you brought this piss po ass motherfucker back here. Your boy, your homie got to go. He got to go. This ain't working. It ain't. I wasn't with him coming back to begin with when old boy went to damn Baltimore. No, no, no.
So, so let me ask you a question pertaining to that. And like I said, this is a my Bobo question here. Do you do you think that bringing back Mike Bobo actually that like I say actually try is actually destroying the identity of what made the Georgia Bulldogs the top team in college football offensively?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Well, just explain that to the people that may not be able to comprehend that.
Look,
So
okay,
what do you mean by that?
I get it. You know, Gunner, he has some athleticism. You know, he can run them QB sweeps and and occasional QB back. But that's not Georgia, man. That's not Georgia. Georgia is ground and fucking pound. We became running back you for a reason. Okay, and this when you got a Austin Peay, we should have had at least 56 points. 56, if not more. There's no way in hell you can sit here and explain to me how Austin Peay could hold you under 150 yards rushing. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. Not.
That just sounds like they took their asses for granted. Was looking past them to go to Tennessee. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like.
Bro, they carry that bullshit in Niceville. We gonna get our goddamn mouth toe out.
So how do you feel? How do you really, like you said, Gunner Stockton? Do you think he lasts the season as the starting quarterback for Bulldogs, or do you think they make a change if they're gonna
I
go
have no
six?
problem with Gunner as the starting quarterback. I have a whole entire problem with the play calling and the offensive philosophy of one Mike Bobo. His ass got to go.
So basically, what you said is a Bobo problem.
Yes, yes. That's why damn Carson Beck is in Miami. Shit. And his first little goddamn interview press conference when he said he tried to keep it nice. I just come home. I feel like this was the better move for me. Yeah, we know you left there because of Mike Bobo. It's no secret.
I'm sorry, that name cannot be taken seriously at all. I ain't
You know?
gonna, you know.
It wasn't serious when he was playing back in the 80s. I mean, but that's Kurt Homeboy, former dorm mate. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, your homeboy is making you look bad. Your homeboy is making us look bad. We are only team in the nation that can win by 4 touchdowns and still look horrible.
And for those that may not know what he's talking about, the Bulldogs were like a 46-point favorite in that game. I think by Vegas, I think it was like they were like a 46-point
Yeah,
favorite against Austin Peay.
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. If I was a betting guy and made that bet, but I'd be pulling up in Gainesville right now looking for some folks about my money. You make that bet on that point spread, and you don't even cover half of that. Stop. Somebody's gonna have to explain it to me. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. I'm finding boosters. Y'all got to explain it to me. Austin Peay and you can't cover? Okay.
Well, you say you going up there, you gonna put foot up boosters' asses, right?
Boy, like
Really?
him. What?
Oh,
Y'all tripping. Now, you know what I'm saying? I understand the alumni committee and y'all close knit and all that there. But man. No. Bobo fucking up he fucking up the magic. He fucking up. He is fucking up the niche, the what we are. Okay, no man, no, it ain't, no, none of that QB sweet. No, we got that running back room over there in Georgia. Use it, use it. You out here trying to look cute. Yeah, man, Gunner needs to be a quarterback, not a running back. That's number one. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we should be going with what we made teams fear us. That Georgia counter, two-back sweep. Bam. There's no reason why we shouldn't have put up 60 points on Altarpiece. 28-6. 28. And the spread was almost 60, and you ain't even cover half of that. Man, Bobo got to go. He got to
can't
go.
say nothing about that. I can't say nothing about that. All I know. Oh, look, the only thing I can say about that is I got Georgia fans hit me up talking about is Buster Faulkner available after the year.
Yeah. Chris said
Buster Faulkner.
Muckins Gunner needs to be in that system. He's basically a bigger Benton. Okay, I can, I can feel that. Corey says
Huh?
you still got time left to get on the US. Um,
Hell no. To the
Corey,
no.
that is some blasphemous shit. That no,
Look, look,
no.
look. Like I said, I've been a Tex fan. I've been a Tex fan all my damn life. I don't jump bandwagons for nobody.
No, no,
Fuck that.
no. I am not jumping on Fingernail University bandwagon. No. Mm-mm.
You don't want plum blossom fingernails and
No,
shit.
no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, no.
Damn,
No.
damn,
Not
damn.
even. No, sir. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. It's just not. That's not even in the program. It's just not. Well, we're gonna uh, uh, get to the meat and potatoes, if you will. Um, you know, AAU Jackson, them Baltimore Ravens. I'm saying you blow. What was it? A 20 point lead
There's a 15-point lead
with
in
four,
the fourth
with, with,
quarter.
with a little under what was it, about five? What was six,
Five
7 minutes?
about no, it was about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Mm.
Like 4:40 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, AAU at its chokest. Um, that's what I call it. AAU at his chokest. Yeah, he ain't score enough. No, I'm not even. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this shit. You got 4th and 3, and you don't vouch for the try on 4th down because you got cramps. Was it menstrual cramps or ankle thigh cramps? So which one was it? I mean, you the supreme athlete now. You actually stood up and got in front of the microphone and said, I didn't want to try for the 4th and 3 because I had cramps. He was cramping. Well, that's great leadership. That's great. You know what I'm saying? That's great heart for of the team. That's yeah. That's elite. Uh, you know what? Why'd you stop at 40? Mm-hmm. Why'd you stop at 40? Why'd you stop at 40? What I'm saying. You put up 40, you should have put up 50. Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to hear from the Lamar Jackson prostitutes.
You said
Mm-hmm.
the Lamar Jackson throat babies. That's what you talking about.
I want to hear from the Lamar Jackson prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's the elite of the elites now. He gets it done. He's Superman in the regular season. Superman had cramps. Hmm? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Superman had cramps. He had cramps. You know what I'm saying? Where was the where was the goddamn? We gonna do it for the Gipper. I don't care. Wrap my damn leg up. Let's go get this for the. Him had cramps. Yeah, yeah. AAU Jackson had cramps. Okay, this how you lead a team. I'm just saying this is the NFL role model. This how you role model in this thing. This how you lead. This how you show you down for the cause. You had a twinge in your thigh muscle when you couldn't go get them 3 yards. Hmm? I'm just somebody help me out. Help me understand. Cause I done had these Lamar Jackson throat babies, these Lamar Jackson prostitutes, these Lamar Jackson girdle wearing ass hoes in my goddamn inbox all fucking week. And he goes out there with the game on the line. I ain't gonna be able to do it, man. I got a twinge in my thigh muscle. And hands the game over to Josh Allen and the Bills. Help me help you. Help me understand so I can help you. You know what I'm saying? Understand why this is just another notch on the ringer that proves that he ain't elite. He ain't it. This is great leadership. Ain't you supposed to go out there and lay it all on the line? Right? Who that time played a whole half a game with a broke ankle? Wasn't that Leftwich that did that?
Oh yeah,
Was it?
talk. Leftwich did it at Marshall. Terrell
Yeah,
Owens had a broke ankle in the Super Bowl. Philip Rivers played the AFC Championship with a torn ACL, little stuff like that.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. I'm. There is by far nothing else in this world that you could y'all motherfuckers ever say to me in support of Lamar Jackson behind this. Game on the line. You got a twinge in your thigh muscle. Now let defense, hunt the ball, kick or whatever it was they did, where they didn't go for that 4th and 3. which instrumentally ended up being the demise and handed the loss. Yeah, I'm just, you, you know, yes, on you. Had his whole hands ripped. He was out there bleeding all over everybody. So did. But y'all want to call him clutch. Y'all want to call him a leader. Y'all want to call him elite. This is the exact kind of shit, is the exact reason why I call him AAU Jackson. This is why. This is why. Stuff like this. He ain't no leader. In crunch time. I mean, y'all be out here, you know what I'm saying, throwing your thumbs up for all these, you know what I'm saying, stats that he puts up in the regular season. That obviously to y'all means a whole hell of a lot more than what goes on in the postseason. How y'all gonna explain this? Under the bright lights. Yeah. Prime time. And that motherfucker set his ass over there on the side. On the sideline now, y'all. You're gonna kick that, punt that thing off. I got a twinge in my thigh muscle. We can't run no play. We can't get them 3 yards. Really? With the game online? You can't get no more crunch time, clutch time than 4th and 3 late in the game, and you needing that first down. And he went over there and put down. This is what y'all stand. Yeah, this is what y'all, why y'all putting him up on the pedestal. No, I ain't putting nothing on Derrick Henry. I'm not putting nothing on Derrick Henry. Nope. Lamar Jackson is the highest paid player on that team. It's his fault.
AKA the Matt Ryan standard.
Facts. This is his fault.
So, hey, OG, explain to Toxic what the Matt Ryan standard is, if you don't mind.
Well, for 14 years, Matt Ryan was responsible for everything. He could go out there and put 35 points up, and the defense could give up 36, and it's big Matt Ryan fault because he didn't score more. Okay, he responsible for the failure of the defense, responsible for the bad kick or pole punt coverage. Yeah, because he was the highest paid player on the team. Well, Lamar Jackson is the highest paid player on that damn team. It is his responsibility for the wins. It's his responsibility. It is his responsibility. It's on him. Yeah, y'all put him on that elite pedestal.
Yeah,
Y'all put him on that elite pedestal. He gonna get judged by elite standards, by elite quarterback standards, not running back standards, by elite quarterback standards.
Because the reality of it is, when we're looking at the situation with this game, you have to put this into perspective. The Baltimore Ravens scored their 40th point with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So at that point in time, they was already at the 40. They already had the 40 spot. It was 40-25 from the 11-minute mark to the 4-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
This is where a lot of the stuff started changing. Now, when OG is talking about the standard at the elite quarterback, this This is my opinion. This is what I was told from Falcon fans. This is what I was told from football fans. This is what I was told was your individual accolades have no meaning without a Super Bowl ring.
Facts.
And everybody knows that the Super Bowl is the biggest game that a player can win. Now, what's going on right now is, and I'm just gonna be this is my opinion. This is what I think what's going on here. I think Lamar Jackson's kind of using that Cramps thing to downplay the fact that they blew another lead, which with the Baltimore Ravens since 2021 has had 8+ blown double-digit leads going into the fourth quarter. You see, rub your chin. You like that stat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the thing when it comes with Lamar Jackson is, yes, we can talk about the MVPs. Yes, we can talk about the rushing yards. We can criticize the other quarterbacks, i.e., Matt Ryan as an example, as guys that can't win big games. But if you really look at Lamar Jackson's resume, he can't win big games. Most of their losses come up against teams that have elite quarterbacks, i.e., that's why they lost to Buffalo 3 years in a row. Why they can't beat Kansas City. They can barely beat Cincinnati. And that's just in the AFC in itself. But the thing about it is if we're going to call a guy elite, if we're going to call a guy the standard at the position, you have to. If you're willing to say that a guy like Josh Allen, guys like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, and these guys are not elite because they haven't won Super Bowls or they haven't won big games, you have to hold the same standards for him too. And this is where the issue comes in with this conversation is because how do you as a fan say what the standard of a position is, but then not hold a particular player to that standard that you said because you look at him as God.
I mean, okay, even let's take the MVP argument. Okay, they stand on those two MVPs. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that's MVP standard, right? Let's run with that. Let's unpack that
Okay.
MVP
Okay.
standard. All right, MVP
Most
show up.
valuable player.
MVPs show up in the fourth quarter. MVPs show up in crunch time. Okay, MVPs do it in the playoffs. The Joe Montanas, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, uh, uh, you know, Roger Staubach, John Elway, the guys that have done it at the highest level. Doug Williams, Joe Theismann, Ron Jaworski, they've done it at the highest level. Jim Plunkett, Kenny Stable, they've done it at the highest level. Lamar Jackson is Superman in the regular season. He Ryan Leaf in the playoffs. And there's video documented evidence to support that. There is numbers to support that. He is 3-5. He has turned the ball over twice in all 5 of those losses. Can you say Lamar Jackson has a signature, elite quarterback win, elite quarterback moment in the playoffs? No. Has Lamar Jackson been to every AFC championship game since he became the starter of the Ravens? Nope. Has he even smelt a Super Bowl? Nope.
And that
Y'all stand on one season where he threw for over 4,000 yards. Okay. And even in that, what did he do in the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills? I might add. 49ers, Eagles, and Ravens are built alike, and the Ravens are even built better than both those teams. Tell me why Big Cock Brock Purdy has been to a Super Bowl. Explain to me why a guy in Jalen Hurts, who a lot of people contend that he's not even a top 10 quarterback in this league, has been to 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls in one win. Joe Burrow has been to a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, who couldn't get it done with Megatron in Detroit, has been to a Super Bowl. And y'all gonna tell me that there is an excuse, there is a pass to be given for a guy that's on a team whose defense has been ranked top 10 or better all 8 years of his career, who's been on a team where his special teams has been top 5 or better all 8 years of his career. He's on a team where the offense has been top 5 or not the top offense in the league all 8 years of his career, and you can't get past the wild card or divisional, and y'all want to call that shit elite?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm comes off that. I'm my God damn. Why is everybody calling? All right. Proof that I have about this, and this is my thought process on it. And you just said, and you just incidentally said it, and we've actually talked about this a while back ago.
Mm-hmm.
The Philadelphia Eagles whooping the shit out of Kansas City in last year's Super Bowl has got these Lamar Jackson fans in a panic right now because Jalen Hurts did something. Jalen Hurts was the quarterback in the matchup that did something that Lamar Jackson was ordained to do, but didn't do. Let me say that again. Lamar Jackson is the chosen one. He is the God. He is the moneymaker. He is the standard in which these people look at what the quarterback position is supposed to be. And one of the biggest obstacles that he has to go through, he can't even get past Josh Allen. And Josh Allen and the Ravens have a far superior team than Buffalo do.
That right there. You're on a better team. The common denominator why the Ravens cannot excel in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson is their quarterback.
But the thing, like I said, and like I said, the fact that Jalen Hurts won Super Bowl MVP against a team that Lamar Jackson was supposed to dominate over, which is the Kansas City Chiefs, has put more pressure on Lamar Jackson and these Lamar Jackson throat babies than ever because Lamar Jackson was supposed to have been the one to dethrone Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
He was ordained to do that. This is what everybody been pushing him to do. But the thing about it is most of the time you're ending up getting knocked out the playoffs by Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. You don't, and like you said, with Philadelphia, Baltimore, San Fran, all built the exact same. And what I mean, and what Sam means by the exact same is dominant defense, superb run game, great offensive line, game managing quarterbacks, and being able to score points in all three phases of the game. And the guy that was the quarterback that was least likely that you thought was going to be playing in the Super Bowl has been there twice. So what it is that these Lamar Jackson fans, they're losing a lot of ground because the guy that they worship hasn't done the thing he was ordained to do.
Facts.
They don't like the fact that people have caught on with it. You have a lot of people that one of the biggest questions that came into the offseason about Lamar Jackson is, can you put those same efficiency numbers up in the playoffs? Because here's one flaw in Baltimore's offense that people don't talk about. The Baltimore Lamar Jackson always ranked in the bottom three in pass attempts every year. The bottom three. They get a lot of big plays because they're more worried about him running the football than him throwing the football. So, Sam, let me ask you a question. If
Yes,
you're
sir.
a defensive coordinator, who are you more threatened by? Derrick Henry running the ball on your ass or Lamar Jackson throwing the ball on you?
Derrick Henry running. I'm more afraid of as a defense coordinator, opposed defense coordinator. I'm more concerned about Derrick Henry chewing up almost 200 yards and at least 15 to 20 minutes off the damn clock. Then I am worried about Lamar Jackson dumping it off to the flat or dumping it off to the tight end.
Because you had to look at last night's game. Lamar Jackson threw the ball 19 times, which is 8 below the league average. Y'all gotta look at that stuff like that. Like you said, they get a lot of big plays, but you gotta ask yourself a question. Do they really trust him to be a quarterback if his average pass attempts is 8 to 9 attempts lower than the league average?
Their current offensive coordinator, who was the same one that two-time national back-to-back national championship Georgia Bulldog playbook, that same one had to shave off 50 to 60 plays out of his playbook. Let that sink in. Out of a college playbook. He had to shave off 50, 57 to 60 plays out of that playbook. No, and by the way, the one conference championship game he did make it to, that defense handed him the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter on a short field. And he did what?
They didn't get to the Super Bowl, so it didn't matter.
Okay, okay. And I got these Lamar Jackson throat babies mad at me, trying to wrap their mind around the fact that I am telling them that Lamar Jackson has wasted great defenses, have wasted these great teams.
So let me ask you a question. So let me ask everybody a question. Then I gotta get up out of here because we're about to do
Yeah,
the original in a few minutes. Do you think Lamar Jackson thrives in another team outside of Baltimore? Or because if I'm gonna be honest, if he goes to another team where they with the modern offense, I don't think you see the same Lamar Jackson. That's my like I said, that's my opinion. That's why I said Baltimore. That was it. Baltimore is the best situation for him because if we know the track record of him, when he throws the ball over 35 times, they usually lose the game on average, 35, 40 times, which is right around the league average in today's game. But because you have the Baltimore culture
mm,
in which they build the team like they build, it helps him a lot more. So in a way, it kind of makes it seem like the Baltimore culture actually inflates his importance as a top tier quarterback simply based on the fact that they don't ask him to be the
mm.
average quarterback.
Well, that window is closing. This is his ninth year in the league. Okay, year number 9, and you still don't have 25,000 passing yards. Okay, all right. Let alone that's just one of the many things that that is a negative on his resume. You know, that window closing, man. There's about a 3-year window for him, and it's even shorter than that because if they end this season with a wild card or divisional exit, him and Harbaugh gonna be looking for a new address. But like the six man said,
But
the originators getting ready to crank it up. This is the start. You know what I'm saying? Overreaction Monday with the OG. You know what I'm saying? Just a few things. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get at y'all that. Appreciate six man for coming through. Y'all roll over to his channel and Mad Mike Sports, I believe, and check out the originators and see what they got going on. I'm quite sure it's gonna be something lively. Um, Appreciate your care for jumping in here with me. Uh, we gonna keep it we gonna keep it dirty, the most noble, keep it real with yourself. Let your next choice be your best choice. For the OG and the six man, again, roll over to the originators and check them out. We out.